Today we're making a dish from Argentina called carbonada. And it's a beef dish. It's kind of like a beef stew. A lot of sweet elements to it though. So we have garlic, olive oil for cooking, onions, green bell peppers, and then obviously beef, which we'll be cutting up and showing all the steps. Salt, pepper, beef broth for kind of the liquid component. There's peaches. They either call for dried peaches, fresh peaches. We're going to be using these jarred ones. Tomatoes, and then regular potatoes. So we're using gold potatoes, and then a variety of sweet potatoes, as well as corn, sherry cooking wine for cooking. And then the recipe calls for pumpkin. We couldn't find any pumpkin since it's kind of later in the winter, not fall season up in Minnesota here, so we're going to use this egg or butternut squash, which is a similar taste. We've had both before, so yeah. But that's all the ingredients for this one. Alright, so oil, onions, and garlic has been simmering in there for about 3 minutes, and then we're going to add in salt, pepper, tomatoes, bell peppers, green bell pepper, and then our beef. Cover that and simmer for 20 minutes, and then I'll see you after that. Alright, so the beef, peppers, onions, and tomatoes and garlic have been simmering for 20 minutes now. It's looking really good, smelling really good. There's also some salt and pepper in there. This is the beef broth, and I added the sherry cooking wine in there, so I'll add that in as such. And then they don't really give like measurement units for the potatoes, but they said 1 or 2 whole sweet potatoes, 2 regular potatoes, and then they didn't really specify how much pumpkin or squash. So we're just gonna kind of use what looks good. But I'll add these peaches. Interesting dish here because a lot of sweet elements. I'm gonna add a lot of the squash, butternut squash, and then some of the potatoes. That looks plenty good for me. Yep. Alright, and then we'll let that sit. Oh, add the corn as well here. I'm just gonna do canned corn. Like that. We'll let that go now on a simmer for 45 minutes before we actually add it into the oven for another 30. Alright, so we got the dish done. We did not opt to actually put it inside of a pumpkin. Like I said, we couldn't find any. But sometimes it's served like inside of a cooked or roasted pumpkin. But there's beef, the beef broth, corn, potatoes, sweet potatoes, butternut squash, tomatoes, bell peppers, onions, tomatoes, all kinds of different vegetables, and then also peaches. So it's kind of like play on sweet savory, but got the beef in there. We'll give it a taste test. I thought it was interesting. I looked at a lot of different recipes, but for the most part, every single recipe is just salt and pepper, and then everything else, the flavors just kind of come from the ingredients in there. Kind of has like a beef stew and like goulash taste. It's good though. I'd say it's definitely a keeper, and we'd probably make it again.